Welcome to Ann's No Bullshit Marketing. This is where I'm going to help you make your marketing better. And I'm going to do it in a really no bullshit way. So today, by the way, if you listened to last week, I was kind of cranky when I did that one, but it was important. We talked last week about lead generation and why it's not the only thing you should be worrying about. Today, I'm a little less cranky, and the subject is something that I really think most people don't know about. I think a lot of agencies won't help you with because they want you to hire them. Um, of course, I would love you to hire me. But the truth is, there are some things you can do that will make your SEO better. So, we're going to be talking about search engine optimization. We're going to be talking about how that will, there are things you can do to make your website show up higher in the search engines, and how a lot of those things are really low hanging fruit. So, I want to talk to you about how to do that. I want to help you understand it better. I'm going to go pretty fast because I'm trying to keep these within 15 minutes, but there is a lot to cover in this section. I'm going to create some show notes as well. When I create the show notes, I think that's going to be very, very helpful to you because I'm going to give you some links. But these show notes will also go over each of these sections and help you understand it. So let's start with what it means to optimize your website. Most of you will know, but some people don't because they get afraid of the terms search engine optimization or SEO, and they think of it as very, very technical. But the truth is, it just means to make your website show up higher like on a first page of Google as opposed to the 20th page. And if it's on the 20th page, maybe it starts showing up on the 19th or the 18th and it starts going higher. Now, a lot of that is paid, yes, but there's a lot you can do to get there in a different way for different keywords. So we're going to kind of go over that. And I'm going to say it as simply as I can because I don't think you need to go out and learn all of this stuff on your own. I think if I tell it to you simply, you'll get it, and then you can make these changes. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, and you're not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you, nobody knows what you do. They don't. If you are creating your own website, chances are that you are using words that other people aren't looking up. And so what happens, luckily, I mean, plumbing, electric, we know what you do for the most part, but there's a lot of things you do that we don't know. So I want to make sure you understand what you're trying to do with your website is to answer people's questions. What are the questions they're asking when they call when they call your office? What are the questions they're asking you when you're in the field? If your website starts answering those questions, people will better understand you. Google will start sending more people to you because people will literally type those questions into the search engine, right? They're looking for something. They go to Google, they're looking for something, and they don't just say plumbing. They may say plumbers near me, but chances are they'll say something like, why is my toilet backing up? And they use that whole sentence. So answer that question. Why is their toilet backing up? Or how do I unclog a toilet? Or why is the outside of my toilet sweating? Use the things that they're asking you because that's going to help you a lot in this. So we're going to go into that in a little more detail, but I wanted to explain if you're doing that, if you're helping people understand what you do, that is the first thing. So go through your website and think of it from a standpoint of a customer. When you talk to a customer, are they going to understand the terms you're using? Is that what they're looking up? I'll have somebody once in a while come to me with something very technical and they say, "Oh, this is what it is." And I'm like, "But is that what somebody calls it?" And they're like, "No, they call it the thing that goes woo, 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 right? They call it that, right?" So how are you going to look it up? How are you going to write something that answers that question? Think about the questions they're asking you because they might not know the words, but they do know the questions they have and you know the answers. So go to that. So let's start. Before you can do anything, you really need to know what keywords you are trying to rank for. And that's pretty simple in plumbing, electric, HVAC. You know, duct cleaning, right? You want to, if you do duct cleaning, you want to rank for duct cleaning. If you do HVAC, I will tell you, yes, sure, you can rank for HVAC, but quite honestly, I'm not looking up HVAC as a homeowner. I'm looking up air conditioning or I'm looking up heating. So those words are even more important than HVAC, right? Much more important. So that's one thing to think about. What are the keywords? Go through all of your services and think about What are the keywords, the main words you want people to do? There's a different way to do this. There's a much more technical way, but for you, as somebody who's going to DIY this and you want it as simple as you can, you want the low hanging fruit, start there. We can dig deeper into this in another episode, but I want to start with that low hanging fruit. I don't want to give you all these details that are going to overwhelm you and go, well, I'm done with Ann. She's full of shit. I don't want to be full of shit. I want to give you the things that are going to work for you. So, keywords, that's the first thing. Create a list. And then from those keywords, I want you to then, so actually do this if you can on the computer because it's going to be much easier. Then make each one of those keywords its own little section and put underneath it the questions people are asking. So if it is air duct cleaning, what are the questions they're asking you? Does air duct cleaning help my allergies? Could my allergies be caused by by dirty air ducts? So think about the things they're asking and use longer. So long tail keywords, those are the things. So if you think about it, you say duct cleaning is up here, and then maybe how to duct clean is here, and then why why do my kids have allergies? Is it because of air ducts, right? So those longer things that when you go further down, it's going to be easier to rank for those things, first of all, and you're answering their question. You are the good guy. Become the good guy. Give them the answer. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. When as a homeowner, I am not I am not a technician. It is not when and quite honestly, I will tell you this, even if I am, I know a whole lot about plumbing. I know a whole lot about electric and HVAC. I know all of these things. However, when I come home and there is a flood in my kitchen, I'm not thinking clearly and I'm going to type in the first thing that comes to mind. I'm not going to think of those keywords. I'm going to think of what is my question? I'm going to put that in. So think of it that way. People may know some of these things, but they're going to look up the thing when they're in a crisis. They're going to look up the question they're most likely to answer anyway. All right. Before getting too technical, I wanted to just say most people have not updated their website. And one of the easiest ways to optimize your website is to just update it. Go in and see. One of my favorite stories to tell is we were working with a company that did plumbing, electric, and HVAC. And one day I decided to bring him some cookies. I go to his office to bring him some cookies, and I'm looking around and I'm noticing they've got a bathroom remodel thing. And I'm like, okay, well, that goes with plumbing. And then I see windows, and then I see siding, and then I see roofing. And I said, what is this all about? And he says, oh, we don't do plumbing, electric, and HVAC anymore. We do outside renovation and bathroom renovation and remodeling. Okay, well, that would be good to have on your website. That would have been good to tell your marketing team. So go through your website. Do you still offer the services that are there? And or are you also offering other services? So we work with a company that does HVAC and electric. But in the electric field, he's added generators and he's added EV charging stations, very big EV charging stations. And so we make sure that we talk about those particular things. So make sure those things are on your website. It's really important. It's so easy. Just go through the website, make sure that what you're offering is on there. And if you're not offering something, that it's not on there. Let's go to the next one. So go into your analytics. We're going to talk about this again, but go into your analytics, whether it's on Google Analytics or if you're on Wix or you're on Squarespace, they have analytics in there. See what content is already doing well. Chances are you have content that is doing well. I'll tell you, for us, we have a piece of content that gets probably 500 views a day, which is the craziest piece of content for us. It is it a scam when Google calls? That's the name of the article. Is it a scam when Google calls? We get so many responses to that. So if I want to do better in SEO, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make that article even better. I'm going to use more keywords, more of the long tail keywords in particular, to attract people to that article because it's already got traction. So go back and look at the content that is already doing well. Another thing you can do is use subheaders. People don't like a whole lot of content. You have to have a lot of content for Google because they do like it. right? It's a game. You want Google to be happy, but people don't want to have so much content that they can't see what you're doing. So you want to make Google happy and your customers happy. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to add subheaders. It's really easy. There's a when you put it into the website, there's a little spot at the top. It will say paragraph normally, or it might say normal. And if you click on that, underneath it, it will say heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. So you'll want to use primarily heading 2, H2 is what it's called. And when you do that, make sure your keywords are in there, right? So and answer a question. So if somebody is saying, my why is my toilet sweating? Then your subheader might be, your toilet is sweating because of, right? Why your toilet's up, why your toilet is sweating, right? Something along those lines, so that when they look it up, you are more likely to be the first one they see. That's a really easy one. Another one that is really, really good to know is backlinks. You have probably heard them, and I just want, I will explain it to you. You've probably heard about backlinks. So, backlinks are really simple. You're going to go to places where they're going to have your website so that people can click back to you. Good example. If you belong to a local chamber, make sure you go in and you put all of your information in the profile that they build for you. If you belong to a BNI, the same thing, because those are really high authority sites. They do really well, and people are likely to see you on them and then link back to you. But also, Google likes if you're on a high authority site. So the other thing is to think about people you might sponsor. The National Cancer Organization, I can't think of the name of it right now, but National Cancer or American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. If you make a donation to them in a way that they're going to use your URL, it will help you. You will get a backlink from somebody who is doing really well, and it helps you in your marketing in general. Add descriptions to your pictures. Okay, that's another way you can do it. Think about the pictures you're posting. And then when you're putting them in, it always gives you the option of adding descriptions. So add a description of the picture and then add an alt description. The alt description is what comes up if somebody is blind, right? They're blind and they're on the website and they're looking for you, and they're looking for a particular picture that they want to have on their website. They want to have a particular thing, or they're on your website and they're looking. It will come up and say, this is a picture of a woman in a green or gray sweatshirt and with red fingernails and a logo, whatever. That's me right now. That's me describing me. But it will give you that. So add that alt description. So that's what happens when somebody who is blind sees you. It makes your website more accessible. Google likes it a lot, so they rank you higher if you have alt descriptions on there. That's such a simple thing to do. I know you're probably going to have to listen to this a lot. I will have this transcribed and written out so that we can have you understand this in a format that's pretty easy. Finally, well, not finally, I still have more stuff to say. One thing you can do, and this is going to be a little more technical, but I'm going to tell you it is really, really helpful. Google how to optimize my website on, and when I say that, on WordPress. How to optimize my website on WordPress, or how to optimize my website on Wix. And the reason is each of them has a different tool that they can use that will allow you to do better. I own a digital marketing agency, but I recently went through and checked that part of my website, the back end part. And I realized since I've moved into the home service marketing only, I have not gone in and changed my website for that. I did that last week. And this week we went up 27 positions within Google because I went into that back end and changed it to show that we're more home services than any other field now. So it made a huge difference. Do that. Optimize. Google how to optimize it on WordPress or Wix or Squarespace or whatever you're using. It's almost always simple. It's just a matter of saying, what are the exact steps I need to take? And it's really easy. Make sure your website's mobile friendly. I have to tell you, I probably should have put this at the top. You are not going to rank at all. I don't care what you do. You will not rank at all if you're not mobile friendly. Google has stopped doing that about 5 years ago. They said, If you're not mobile friendly, we are not going to show you in the rankings. So you want to make sure it's mobile friendly. If you don't know whether it is, message me. Go to my website, message me. I'll look at it. I'll be able to tell you, and I'll be able to tell you how to fix it. That will be one of those times that you probably will have to hire somebody, but maybe not. There actually, you can build a mobile friendly site really easily on Wix and really easy on Squarespace. WordPress, I think, is a little more difficult if you're not tech savvy, but the truth is, it's not that hard. You could do that as well. I want to tell you, you want to go to your Google profile. If you do not know what your Google business profile is, stop what you're doing, go figure it out. If you don't know your login, do that. You need to claim it and you need to optimize it. We'll do a whole other section on that. But your Google business profile is a huge part of you showing up in the rankings. It is a huge part. I can't even stress enough how important this one is. This is how important it is. It is the first thing as the fractional chief marketing officer for plumbing companies, electric and HVAC and chimney and all of them. The very first thing I do when I get that new client is, even before I create their strategy, I go to their Google business profile and update it. That's how important it is. I told you I was going to stick to 15 minutes. I'm at 16, so I'm going to go really quickly. And I want to tell you, pay attention to your metrics. Pay attention to your metrics, because you're going to do all of this work. And if you're doing all of this work and you're not paying attention to your metrics, you don't know if it's working. Now, all of the stuff that I just told you will probably take you about a month, because you're running a business. You don't have time to do it all the time. So if you spend about 30 minutes to an hour a day on these things, you can move yourself up in the ranking without paying somebody. It is really not that hard. Yes, I would love to have you as a client. It's part of what I do. I have lots of friends who would love to have you as a client, but I also know that there are things, if you're not ready to hire somebody, there are things you can do to optimize yourself. The other thing that me telling you this is, when you're hiring an SEO company, now you know what it is that they're doing. Now you understand. Now, there are things that they will do. There are things that we do that are more technical than this. There are things that are a deeper dive. There are things that we're doing that you might not be able to do. But these things you can do. You can do on your own, and you'll know what your SEO company is doing for you. So I'm Ann Brennan. I am Ann from No Bullshit Marketing. You can go to nobullshitmarketing.com. I have to tell you, we haven't changed our website over completely, because we used to be asmmdigital.com. So nobullshitmarketing.com will take you to our regular page, but asmmdigital.com/blog, that will take you to our blog. And all of the things I'm telling you here, there are articles there for it. We probably have 300 or 400 articles. I tell people jokingly, hopefully, that if you want to start a marketing agency, you can go to that website and start your own marketing agency, because the how-to is right there. If you want to not have to do your own marketing, you can go there and learn how to do it. What you'll probably do is go there and go, holy crap, there's a lot to marketing. But you might find something really helpful, and you might just put it out there for yourself. I hope this was helpful for you today. If there are questions you have, if there are things you want to know, if you're tired of some bullshit and you want to know whether that is bullshit, if you're like, I think this person's full of shit, come to me. I'll give you the answer. I promise to always tell you the truth. It's the way I am. I can't do it any other way. I tell my clients the truth. If something's not working, I'll say to you, you know what? I don't know what's happening. I don't know why this isn't working for you. But guess what? I'll find an answer, or I'll find you somebody who can do it better than I can. Uh, I just don't believe in taking your money if it's not going to work. So I hope you're doing well. I will see you next week.